Hey YouTubies, how's it going? Alright, I'm doing another mental health update. I'm miserable. Y'all, I'm like, oh my god, I'm miserable. This is my second time I've had the doctors, well the nurses actually, wrap me so I can try to heal up all my wounds from my dermatillomania, body picking. I'm trying to do what they call habit reversal training, where you replace a bad habit with a good habit or something like that. You know, I'm trying to do that. Oh my god, it's so hard to get my mind to not think about picking, and I do pretty good for a while, get things started healing up, and then I start itching. I'm like, oh my god. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, I'm like bulging out around here to there. I got some holes in the through there and there. Same with over here. I'm like half unwrapped over here. There, some other holes. Because when I went to the doctor's office, the nurse that wrapped me, she put the calamine infused wrap on first. Then she put on this brown regular wrap. Well, when it dries, the calamine lotion wrap shrinks. And oh my god, it was too tight. I came home, and before I even got home, it was so tight through here. It was tight everywhere, but so tight through my finger area, fingers, I actually was losing feeling because it was like cutting off circulation. I don't think she meant to make it that tight. It's just she was trying to make sure she got it on tight and secure. So I was okay with that. Because it being so tight, even on the rest of my arm, it's like cutting off circulation. I've had to take the scissors and do a little snip, 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 just to let my fat out. I mean, it doesn't look quite as bad now, but the other day I think my arms were more swollen. And I kid you not, I did the snip, snip, and it was like my skin was like bulging out like bubbles because it was just so tight and restricting. I'll be so glad I can overcome this. I am trying so hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to try to overcome. I mean, it was bad enough trying to overcome, you know, to get through the trauma. But this is because of not addressing a lot of my trauma over the years. I found out that if you have unaddressed trauma, it can come out and into your body in different ways. Not to say everybody that has all these conditions is because of trauma, but it can produce it as other illnesses like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. I always say that word wrong. Myalgia. I actually said it wrong once when I went to the doctor's office. I actually said it fibrovagina. Didn't realize I even said it until after it, you know, I got it out. The doctor, the nurses, and Anthony all bust up laughing because of me saying that. So since then, I try to be cautious of how I say it. I usually say fibro. I just call it good. But yeah, I found out it could come out, unprocessed trauma can come out in all sorts of illnesses, in forms of all sorts of illnesses, as well as body picking. But I'm not saying that everybody that does body picking, the dermatillomania, I'm not saying everybody that has that it's because of trauma. Me, I know it is, because I actually remember around the time when the person I was talking to me and trying to lure me away from Anthony, and it just triggered all those bad memories of when I was in Texas, and the ex-friend that was there wanted to kill me, and I've never really processed all that crap, I guess, to the full extent that I need to. So it triggered me, and things have just evolved. Boy, have they evolved. So I've actually learned a lot about, I had never heard about dermatillomania and body picking and trichotillomania, which is hair pulling, and all these things before I had this issue. So I'm actually learning a lot about the body and different illnesses and all that kind of stuff lately. I guess to say a little bit of biology. Sorry, I gotta have a little bit of comfort drink like I did last time. My throat's gonna tickle in it. Which I know, me being borderline diabetic now is not a good thing for me to be sucking down on this, but I have slowed way down on how much I drink of it, which is good. That was hard too. That was another bad habit. Sorry, I got itchy right there. One of my undershirts, when all this started, I had a tag on the inside that kept tickling. Well, because of it, I itch, and it's caused itchy sores back there, and it just evolved into a big old baseball size spot now. So from now on, I gotta make sure I clip the tags out of all my shirts and stuff. It's not one thing, it's another, I swear. But I am trying so hard to overcome this crap, and I'm having a hard time. It is really affecting my mental state and my anxiety, my depression. But I'm still trying to plug away. I got a notebook out last night, and I'm got to work on it tonight, making a, what they call a, I think it's called a bullet journal. And I'm going to make little tiny squares. And, well, this is one idea I have to try to overcome this. I also have, well, I'm getting way off track. I'm squirreling. Okay. Let me slow down. Slow down, Vikki. The brain and the mouth aren't wanting to cooperate. Is one idea to change my picking. When I get the urge, I'm starting to pluck. Of course, this feels a lot different when I don't have the gauze on there. It smarts a little bit when I don't have the gauze, but that's okay. I don't do it enough to actually hurt, just enough to feel a little slight sting. Okay, that's one idea that I've got off the internet that I'm using to try to work on retraining myself. If I can just keep giving myself positive reinforcement. Another idea I've come up with to try to work on all this is, I got a notebook out, and I'm going to make it into a bullet journal and make little tiny squares, and like each hour that I successfully don't pick, color in the little square. It's either I do that or I put a timer on my phone for an hour. Or I'll put a timer on my phone, see how long I can go without picking. Like a, not an actual timer, but what's it called? Hang on here. I know I'm thinking, I just can't think of the word. Stopwatch. Yes. Oh, stopwatch. I guess timer would be it. It's either stopwatch or timer I'm going to try to use. And see how long I can go without picking. And then when I start picking, write the time down and how long I made it for without picking. Start the timer over again. See if I can go longer. so I can get all this stuff healed and reprogram my brain. I'm trying really hard to reprogram my brain, but oh my god, it's hard. I got a virus up in my brain. It's called OCD. What are you? Oh, well, the cat's playing at the door. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I'm trying to keep the wrap on. See, I'm supposed to keep it. She put it on me 2 days ago. And I'm supposed to try to keep it on from 2 days ago. Tomorrow is Friday. Oh, mosquito. Oh, I don't need no more owies. Oh, I gotta have to hurry. But, God, what's my train of thought? Oh, I'm supposed to make it those 2 days, today, tomorrow, which is Friday, and the weekend, and then go back in Monday to be rewrapped, if I can last that long. I don't know if I'm going to last that long, because I'm ready to tear this stuff off already. I'm actually doing better. I'm not as, well, I'm getting itchy now, but now that I've seen the mosquito, oh, I'm all feeling buggy. But, focus, Vikki, focus, focus. I'm trying to keep the wraps on as long as I can, because I know if I can keep them on as long as I can and not, you know, keep me from picking, that'll give me that much more time to heal. Every minute, every hour that I can not pick is that much longer that I have time to heal, which I'm trying. I'm itching right now. It's probably because it's so humid out here, and now that I've seen a mosquito. First mosquito I've seen so far this year. And again, I'm not out here very often, and it's evening time. Oh, I feel buggy now. I might have to hurry this up. But so that's a couple of ideas I have in trying to give myself a positive reinforcement to change my patterns. But also, I'm thinking about, I don't know which direction to go on this. I'm thinking about either allotting myself an allowance of $50 a month if I don't pick a certain amount of time per day or something like that, and give myself, you know, a percentage of that money each day to the end, and at the end of the month it'd be $50, where I can either buy, I'm curious about either buying a drone so I can get just an arrow. I'm not to spy on anybody or anything like that, nothing like that. I'm not that kind of person. I just thought it would be kind of cool to get the aerial view of our neighborhood, the nearby lakes. If we go down to my hometown, whereas out in the country where his cousin lives, you know, get aerial view of that. Things, aerial views that would look nice for people to maybe want to see. But I haven't decided whether I want to do that or not, because I found out that in order to do it legally, I have to take I can't remember the name of it, what's called, something to do with aeronautics. So I have to take like a flight test of some sort. I can't remember the name. I just looked it up the other day. But in order to learn how to fly the drone legally for hobby use, I would have to take a short little test, which I don't think is much. So I might do it, because it would be kind of cool to do that, or even have the drone follow me as I'm walking. Oh, it's a fly. That was another mosquito. I was like, no. If I never get my big fat booty in the gear to do it, I would like to start walking here in the neighborhood again. Problem is, 2-3 years ago, when I was walking then, I was walking on a regular basis. Even though I have trouble with my chronic fatigue, it took me a while to build up to be able to walk a mile like every 3 or 4 nights. I couldn't do it every day because that's just too much for me. So I was walking about a mile every 3 or 4 nights. And I did it at nighttime because for me that's just the easiest, because nobody can see me. There's less traffic, it's cooler, all those sorts of things. Well, that last time I went walking, there was a truck that drove past me fast, and I don't know if they thought they accidentally hit me or what the deal was, but they drove past me and then went and turned around and came back. And when they came back, I had ducked into the grass, the waist-high grass, and laid there all curled up in a fetal position like a little fawn, so they couldn't find me. I had to do that 8 different times, not even joking. And this is at nighttime, like around between midnight and 2 a.m. I had to do that 8 different times because they just kept going back and forth, and going up and turning around and coming back and looking for me, and driving anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour while looking for me. Very creepy, to say the least. And the only thing I had on me to use as a weapon was a Bic pin. I had the cap off it so that if I had to, I could stab. I was prepared, at least to do that much. But so I haven't been walking since then because of that. And prior to that, I was nervous about walking because we had heard about cougars, wild cougars being in the area. And that's the other thing. I didn't want to be a snack for a cougar. So I opted that I was going to start walking just around here in the neighborhood. But I never did have got around to it because, well, I procrastinate. I'm the queen of procrastination. I need the crown. But, yeah, I'm good at procrastinating. But also the other reason was because our neighbor down here at the end of the road has a pit bull. Now, I love pit bulls. I love all dogs. I love all animals. But this one I don't totally trust because I haven't been around it for it to get familiar with me or anything. And they don't keep him, they don't let him run loose like they were. There was a long time they were actually letting him run loose through the neighborhood, and he'd stay pretty close to his home. But every once in a while he'd come down to our end of the street, and I guess one day our neighbor lady across the street, she was outside tending to her flowers. She has flowers everywhere. She's like, she has a green thumb. She has flowers all over the place that draw butterflies and hummingbirds and honeybees and all that kind of stuff. She was out there, I think last year, tending to her flowers when the pit bull came up, and I don't know the whole story on things, so I don't know for sure what all happened. But I do know he bit her. And so I don't know if there was a lawsuit going on between all of them or what the deal is, but I'm a little nervous about walking through the neighborhood now because of that. And partly because, one, it's hard to outrun a dog. And two, with chronic fatigue, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. So I haven't been walking because of that. The only way if I do walk, they actually keep him pinned up now, I think, as far as I know. But if I do go walking, if I can get my booty in gear, I could always go walking out that direction, then come back and walk out again and come back. So I had thought about, if I got a drone, I'm going to get one that you can have it programmed to follow you. So I might do that. I don't know for sure yet, though. It's either that as an incentive to stop the picking, or I'm thinking about like on the Wish app or either Wish app or Amazon or something like that. My favorite color is purple. So I'm thinking about either saving the $50 to buy a really pretty purple top, other than just a t-shirt I always wear, a actual dressy purple top to wear with my black pants, and maybe some purple amethyst earrings and necklace, which I'd have to get my ears pierced, of course. That'd be part of the $50. But have amethyst earrings and necklace, and maybe even a ring, amethyst ring. Might be a little more than $50 on that. I might have to, I don't know for sure yet on all the price of everything, but the point is, give myself an incentive to work on a goal to get this done. Man, it's hard. I know the brain is a very powerful thing, but I never realized how powerful it can be, both good and bad, until all of this, and how hard it is to, when you have a bad habit, how hard it is to change that bad habit. I don't smoke, and I don't drink other than occasional margarita and things like that, and those kind of bad habits. But I can kind of see where people that are trying to overcome those bad habits probably have a hard time, similar, maybe not exactly, but hard is hard, when you're trying to overcome something. So whether you're trying to overcome smoking, drinking, dermatillomania, trichomania, whatever your mania is, I encourage you guys to keep trying and working on things, making goals like I am. It might take a while, but keep working on it. We will get through our manias. It just might take some time, but one thing, that's one thing I was saying a while ago. I don't know if I said it or not. I don't think I did. But since I got snippets here and there, what I've been doing since last night is I take a little bit of shea butter. It's not medicated lotion, I know, but I'm taking a little bit of shea butter to moisten the scabs where I got openings. So I don't stretch everything out with my finger while trying down in there. Because, oh my God, I want to get in there and scratch it. What I've been doing is taking a Q-tip and sneaking some of the lotion down into the scabs to moisten them. And that actually has been helping relieve things a lot, which I need to go do that here in just a minute, because it's going to drive me crazy. But yeah, any place that I have an opening, like there. You should see it the other day. My arm, I don't know if I mentioned that, my arm is so swollen. It looked like I had bubbles poofing out. It's actually a lot less now than what it was. Probably because of things are getting stretched out more. So I either got to go back tomorrow or Monday to get rewrapped again. I don't want to, but Anthony thinks that I should, so that I keep things wrapped and I can't get to things, just pick it and everything as easily. So I'm doing it. If he thinks it's something I should do, he usually, I'm stubborn, but on a lot of things he actually is very helpful. He actually, well, it was before I had to start doing the wraps, before I went to the doctor's office and had to be wrapped, I should say, I was having trouble with my hair, and it was so knotted up and in tangles. He actually, it's not the first time he's done it many times. He actually washed my hair for me and helped me get all those tangles out. He was so gentle about doing it and trying to brush the tangles out, and then he'd put more conditioner and more soap on the spots to try to get the, work his fingers through the tangles. And it probably took about an hour for him to get all the tangles out of my hair. He was so helpful about it. He might be a pain in the butt sometimes. He drives me crazy sometimes, but bottom line is I love him. And he is helpful. He knows I help him as much as I can, and he does the same with me. I know a lot of people that have told me over the years that I should ditch him and find somebody new and better and all this kind of stuff, but I really don't know. As of yet, not that I'm searching, but I've really never found anybody else as of yet that I can relate to. Him and I have been through hell together with so many things over the years, and be able to still be together. Granted, I have left him 3 times over the years, but those 3 times was before he was diagnosed with diabetes, and I think it was when his sugar was high and we didn't know he was diabetic back then. He was like an angry drunk a lot of times. So he's changed a lot since he's been diagnosed with diabetes and been put on medications for it. It's like I've married a whole different man. A lot of people even still say I should find a different man. But no, him and I, we click, we relate to each other. He knows pretty much what I go through with my chronic fatigue. I know pretty much what he goes through with, you know, his ailments. And now that we're both diabetic, well, I'm pre-diabetic, you know, I can relate even on that. So we have that bond because of going through hell so many times and going through all these illnesses and everything. I don't really want to be with anybody else. I mean, sometimes I've thought about it. You know, it'd be nice to have a new relationship, you know, something new, fresh. But I don't want to leave him to do that. If he died, I don't know if I'd actually get it into a new relationship or not. I don't really know. I can't really say one way or another at this point. But at this point, I just want to be with him. He knows me. He knows. Well, like even the other day at the doctor's office, we were talking about my dad being a hypochondriac. And I can't remember what Anthony said, but he said something about, he started to say something and then stopped. I go, what? What were you going to say? He goes, oh, you don't want to know. I go, yeah, I do. Well, he let me know what he was thinking. And he's thinking that at times, without meaning to, I have picked up that habit of dad's of being a hypochondriac. Not really, I don't know if that's really the word that would fit me, but like if I Google my symptoms and it has other symptoms and I think I have all this and that and other, and your brain just really your brain sees some of that stuff sometimes and exaggerates it. Like back when I was younger, I wanted to be pregnant so bad. I was pregnant a couple times, but I miscarried. But there was other times that I thought I was pregnant, and I wasn't. But in my mind, in my body, I started showing the symptoms of being pregnant. Your mind is a powerful tool. If I can just get through this and retrain my brain and in positive directions, then I hope that makes sense. But yeah, him and I just click. I don't want to be with anybody else. I don't know if I ever want to. I don't know if anybody else would be as understanding as him. Granted, sometimes there are some things he could be a little more understanding. And I let him know about it too, in a polite sort of way. Like, hey, you've hurt my feelings in this way or that way, and I really appreciate if you didn't talk to me this way or that way, if you could. Things like that. We communicate more than what we used to. It took us 25 years to do it, but we're learning. But I don't really want to start over with somebody else, At the same time, if anything should happen to Anthony and my parents, I really don't want to live alone either, so I don't know what I'm going to do, other than my cats. Crazy cat lady. So I really don't know what I'm going to do in the future. So, but in the meantime, I got hiccups. In the meantime, I'm going to get my sassy fat cat booty up from here and go in the house and get cooled off and get away from these mosquitoes. Like, ooh, I don't need any more owies to add to my owies. And itchies. So I'm already itching just thinking about them. I do the same thing when I see ticks. I get the heebie-jeebies. Oh, I have a... Most people have a fear of spiders and snakes and all that kind of stuff. Me, it's ticks. I can stand spiders. Well, unless spiders are crawling on me if I'm in bed or something, which that's been very rare. I think that's only happened once at this house in the last 5 years, 5-6 years. But our old house, it happened quite often because there were a lot more holes in the house because it was an old house. Long story, terrific story on that, but so I'm okay with spiders unless they're crawling on me. Like if I see them outside or something, or occasionally in our bedroom we have a little, what do you call it, jumping spider that will, I don't know where it comes from, but it'll go up to the light fixture up on the ceiling and it'll stay there. That's where he finds all the mosquitoes and all that kind of stuff that comes in, and he stays there. He doesn't actually come down. That I'm okay with. But ticks, oh my god, I see a tick, it doesn't even have to be on me. I get the heebie-jeebies and I'll have the itchies all day long. It affects my brain that much because of the little bloodsuckers. Because when I was 5 years old, and my cousin Tony, when he was 7 years old, used to be at my grandma's farmhouse, he would pull big dime-sized ticks off of my grandma's dog and throw them at me. And of course, being scared of the ticks, I'd stomp on them. That fat sucker would just explode everywhere. Oh, it was so gross. Because of it, I have a phobia of ticks now. It's like, thanks, Tony. So, don't you love cousins sometimes? Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. He died a couple of years ago, massive heart attack. So, which I miss him because he was like a big brother to me. I'm an only child, so him and I were always very close. Me and a lot of my other cousins, we were not close at all. A lot of them I could not stand. But me and Tony, we were like brother and sister. We hung out with each other everywhere and always picking on each other. And he was always thwacking me. He'd wind up the towel and thwack me with it and stuff like that. Oh my god, that stung so bad. All kinds of stuff like that that, you know, brothers and sisters usually do. So, how do I get on all that? Anywho, I'm going to scoot. If you're new to our I say fannel. You know our fannel? Don't ask. My brain and mouth are... I think probably it's because I hear the neighbors in the background. They get a little redneckish sometimes and holler and cuss each other out and everything. You can hear them from over here. It's like, okay. So anyway, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. And please keep me in thoughts and prayers and whatnot. And what are they doing? All of a sudden they're dragging a ladder down the road. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Alright, I'll catch you guys again later. Bye-bye.